things start getting real for the Warriors tonight. We have surprised everyone in the NBA so far with our 4-1 record and winning and back-to-back games. But right now, going to a road trip that starts tonight against the Houston Rockets is where the Warriors will prove if they are for real. So we are playing tonight against the Houston Rockets at 5 p.m. Pacific time. You can watch in the NBA, NBC Sports Bay area or in NBA League Pass. It's a first of 5 really difficult road trip games, which start with the Houston Rockets tonight and ends with the OKC. We're gonna look at the schedule. But let's talk about this game because more important, the Warriors will have to overcome their main weakness right now if they want to win this. The Rockets are now led by Jalen Green and Sengun. And they also have Fred VanVleet, they have Dillon Brooks. So it's an interesting roster. You have some young players which are really playing well and showing that they can deliver. And you have some veterans like VanVleet that is a NBA champion. So when you look at this and you combine with the fact, you know that Stephen Curry and Anthony Melton were injured. They were reevaluated last night. And the good news is that Stephen Curry should be back for the next game. He will be reevaluated tomorrow, but he's confirmed and out for tonight. The Anthony Melton is a little bit more serious. He will be reevaluated in a week. So that back injury, that by the way is what took the Anthony Melton so many games out last season. It's what is impacting him again. In a week from now, next Friday, he will be reevaluated. So we might have Stephen Curry for Monday, not for tonight. The good news is that Andrew Wiggins is back. So we're going to have a lot of more firepower. Wiggins in his last game was 29 points against the Clippers. So that's the good news. But it's going to be challenging. Look at the numbers. And if I'm going to start giving you the reason that the Warriors will face a very challenging compared to what they are providing right now, a very challenging game. So when you look to the average number of rebounds that Alperen Sengun has, it's to over 12 rebounds per game. And we know the only game that the Warriors suffer so far in this season was against the Clippers. It was a game that Zubac was shining a lot. He was taking advantage of his size, and he basically overpowered both Trace Jackson and Kevin Looney. So this is going to be a challenging game. The Houston Rockets are a serious team this season. When you look to the standings, they are right there in the middle. The Warriors are third right now, 4-1. They can pass the Suns tonight. But you see the Rockets are right behind, and they won really difficult games. They just beat the Dallas Mavericks in Dallas. So it won't be. They beat the Memphis Grizzlies this season as well. So it's a team that is serious. I do think they will be a playoff team or a playoff contender at least because they have some very interesting players. So when you look to what I just saying, what the Warriors will need to overcome is their size, right? The weakness of the Warriors right now is the size. We have been very intense in the defense, but all our wins came against teams that they don't have really strong centers. And Sengun has been evolving. I expect him to try and the Rockets to provide that. Jalen Green is averaging 27 points, as I just showed. But I do think that the sizing is going to be something the Rockets will try to explore against the Warriors. And the Warriors, because of these 4 wins that you're seeing on the screen, we obviously we jumped on the power rankings, right? We started the season, the preseason in 14 on the power ranks. Right now we jumped to 9. Obviously the Warriors are delivering. But you still see a lot of skepticism because the wins they came against teams that are not actually well. So the Warriors are considered right now to have had one of the easiest schedules to start the season. And that's why I keep saying, right now is the moment to prove. The Warriors will face the Rockets tonight. Is the first of 5 challenges at the road that they will have that will show who we really are and how much we can actually achieve this season. So these 2 guys are the ones that we need to step up. Obviously, the Warriors will play as a team, as the deep roster that we have been insisting and that 12-man rotation and intense on the defense. But the offense side and the defense side, we rely a lot on how many rebounds we can grab, how many second chance we avoid for the Rockets, and how much those 2 guys can stop Sengun of having a game and actually showing against him. He's taller than both. He's a 6'11". Both Tracy Jackson and Looney are 6'9". So it will be an interesting situation and see how they play against him. It's going to be two key players, because I think when you look to the rest, you will balance. The Warriors have firepower with Wiggins, with Buddy Hield, and they will come with Jalen Green and Fred VanVleet and other players as well. But the defense, and we know, the only game that we struggled, as I said, was against the Clippers. It was a game where Tracy Jackson and Kevin Looney, they were shadowed by Ivan Zubac. So tonight we'll see if the Warriors find an answer for this small ball lineup to a real sizable center again. And that's what I'm interested in. That's what I want to watch, because in the sequence we will face other situations like that. So let's look at what the Warriors are facing ahead. We have the game tonight, 5 p.m. Pacific time, as I said, and then it's a very interesting series, right? Then we jump to Detroit. For the Washington, we're going to face the Washington Wizards. We're going to face Jordan Poole, which has been playing well, so it's going to be a very interesting game as well. We know he's going to try the best to show his skill and prove the Warriors wrong. And then it comes a very difficult 3-game series. Boston Celtics, Cleveland Cavaliers, the only team that hasn't lost in the NBA right now, and with OKC. So the two teams that haven't lost, the one in the East Conference, the other one in the West Conference, the Warriors will play them not back to back, but in a sequence. And before that, the Celtics, that are the current NBA champions. So now is the time that the Warriors will show, can they overcome their weakness right now? And are the Warriors roster really deep to hold and to provide something back against very strong teams? We had this beginning of season, was great, but it's still, I have to agree that it's not a super challenging series to start or to show and really prove anything. Now is the moment. If the Warriors can come with a winning record and maybe a 3-2 or even like a very close record from this, we're still going to be over 500. And that's going to put the Warriors as a real contender, because we can face those strong teams. It's a lot going on. It's going to be a very interesting week for the Warriors starting tonight. I want to know your opinion. Do you think that Kevin Looney and Trace Jackson can hold Sengun tonight? Can the Warriors overcome the size? Or will that be a problem for the entire season? I want to know your opinion. Leave in the comments, and have a great game.